We don't go live. We don't go live.
We're supposed to have video
Yo.
and watch them. Yeah. The video man is looking at us. Never get the iPad from...
Yo. I wonder if you want to swap. But I give me under. Bumbo class.
Now people, this is what happens when you as a celebrity pull up at some sorts of toll boats and you see something that is kind of out of your reach. That's being a man in the video. The car that you see is blue. That is a McLaren 720. Very expensive in America. Don't even talk about Jamaica. Just the tax alone for clear that we are talking about Boko cash. This is not any source of dancehall superstar money. We are talking about trap. We are talking about rap money. And when I speak about trap, I am not speaking about a little trapping, the mongrel trapping, where them people call themselves trap artists or trap is trap that. I talk about the trap in Louisiana, Florida, places down at the south in which real hustling, millions and hundreds of thousands per day kind of trapping and people. I am not saying that this man is involved in any sorts of illicit activity. I just talk about different level of money. Point blank and period.
Oh God, I'm gonna look about 5 shots.
Now people, the audio that you just heard is from a video of an incident that took place in some place called Denham Town, where it is said that a young man known as King, picture on your screen, you hear the lady a ball, so the man drop a ground and the poor or soldier still a put it upon him. Pretty much them rip out the whole of him chest plate with all sorts of hot corn. Now people, based on the information, if you look at your screen, this is the tool that it is said that this man have. The other pictures with him and his chest pretty much gone, me can't show. Other pictures of him laying down in the hospital upon the stretcher, pretty much tapped out of life, can't show. At the end of the day, the rule is straight and the rule is fast. If the poor or soldier or both catch you with any sorts of tool that is hot, it does not matter if it's in your waist, it does not matter if it's in your knapsack. You are going to go out more than likely because you should not have it. They are pretty much preventing you from getting that fresh 15. So therefore them give you the full clip and make sure say you go to the afterlife. Simple as 1, 2, 3. Point blank and period. Now the next thing that is popping in the news, this is why you should never bring a knife to a GUNFIGHT. The Popo in Manchester, they are investigating the circumstances that led to a man in his 30s losing his life. That man's name is Don-DEE. He is from a place known as Cedar Grove District that is in Manchester, like me say. Based on the Popo report, it is said that Mr. Don Phil, got some sorts of call. He was on the phone with some friends when somebody else called him and tell him, say, meet him down the road in the community. It is said that as soon as Mr. Dwayne left to go meet that person, the residents heard loud explosion, 4 of them to be specific. When they called the Popo roll up on the scene, they saw Mr. Dwayne dust out in the dirt, flat out, all sorts of corn in his upper body, in his head, mostly in his head. Now, based on what we heard, I am sure that Dwayne would have hoped he had ignored that call. He would have hoped that he did not answer that call because maybe he would have been alive. Then again, people, based on the information, it is said that when the Popo found him, he was just a stone's throw away from his house. So therefore, if it did not happen then, it was inevitable that they would have tricked him, just like them trick him and KILL him. So therefore, we can come to the logical conclusion that this was somebody he knew. He wouldn't have left and met somebody close to his house. Like me say, either way, he was a DEAD man walking. So I guess when he saw the assailants who was supposed to be his friends and he shocked or they shocked and him, he tried to resort to the knife, but people, you know that it was never going to be any sorts of fear, FIGHT. Hence, you do not bring any sorts of knife to any sorts of GUN fights. So therefore, they were always going to come for him. They just hastened his DEATH, took him out on spots, point blank and period. Now people, do you remember back in the days when these traditional high school, whether a town, whether a country, may I talk about the KC, the JC, the Calabar, Kingston College, in the country, Monroe College, had some sorts of prestige, had some sorts of decency to their name, and certain sorts of crime you did not hear or expect from the students that attended the school. Well, people, like you've seen, things have changed drastically for the worse. Now, there was a complex close to Monroe High School. Monroe High School, if you don't know, has some sorts of boarding facility. It is said that the people them start realize that somebody are broken at them premises, thief out, targeting all sorts of flat screen. So therefore, the Popo did some sorts of targeted operation. When they went on the premises, they found at least 8 flat screen TV and at least 6 students that were boarding off the premises of Monroe High School. 6 students are now in the custody of the Popo. The principal has said, well, these students, yes, they attend Monroe High School. However, they are not boarding. They are not boarding on the premises. They are boarding off the premises. The facts still remain. They are giving your school a very bad reputation that you're not used to. So pretty much the principal had distanced himself and I say, well, what can we do? Things have changed, like I said. Changed for the worse. We're in all sorts of riffraff, all sorts of boogie-yaga. Now start attend all sorts of school. Hence, this is the result that we are seeing. These little thieves that come from some sorts of dysfunctional home with some sorts of worthless mama and papa, or even one or of the other, either the mother or the father. They are the ones that come in our school environment and causing all sorts of problems. People like me say, things are get drastically for the worse, and this is yet a next perfect example. Popo said that they are waiting to go to court. They are arranging some sorts of court date. By then, they will determine whether they are going to get any sorts of bail or they remain in a custody. People, keep them locked up for a couple of months or so. Make them learn them lesson. Hopefully, they will learn from that. But people like me say, a thief is just a thief is just a thief. It no matter which part him come from or which sort of school him go. So, whenever you catch these little youths doing things that is not a part of the protocol and is pretty much defaming the school, it is not every student or every person that deserve a second chance in a life. So therefore, do the analysis, risk and reward, and see if it makes sense keeping these people in an institution. Will they change, or pretty much they are condemned to a life of criminality? Is either the DEAD house or the big yard, either one of the two, point blank and period. Now the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Just Another Day, same old ish in a St. James. Based on the information, it is said that the St. James Popo, they are probing a pie out wearing 3 women in a yard along King Street. Now, people, if you did not know, them have a King Street in a Kingston and them have one in a Montego Bay. Based on the information, it is said that at about 10:20 p.m., the women were in a yard talking when a man pull up, wheel and pop off. Start blaze up all sorts of corner for the woman. Everybody run left, right, center, east, west, north, and south. However, it seems as if they ran too late. After the smoke cleared and the Popo came, they found all 3 women suffering from all sorts of wounds. Needless to say, they were taken to the place of recovery. Don't know if them recovered, don't know their status as we speak. At the end of the day, these people don't care whether a granny, whether a picnic, whether a dog, post, rat, anybody can get it. Equal opportunity, gunman, Montego Bay. We're talking about the Bay of PIGS style. Point blank and period. Now the next thing that is popping in the news, there's a saying that goes something like this: bad luck worse than Obia. However, people, when you thought that it was all sorts of hope after Vybz Kartel and his co-accused got the decision that they were waiting or hoping for, well, not the best. However, it was not bad when his conviction or their conviction was quashed in the Privy Council in a UK. So people are saying it looked like world boss are come on street. Things were looking hopeful. But people like them say it seems as if hopeful is now turning a bit hopeless. But people don't give up hope. Like they said, there's always a silver lining at the end of every dark clouds. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. But it seems as if that light at the end of the tunnel for Vybz Kartel and his fans is the free trade train coming, fill it them off of the track, or so it seems. Now we saw that his lawyer, Mr. Isaac Buchanan, said that the place in which they were keeping the file, it get burned down. We saw that the lawyer went to the courts and they're trying to get some sorts of bail based on the fact that the conviction was quashed. So therefore, he is no, or they are no longer any sorts of convicted felon. However, when it went before a judge, I think her name is Thomas or Thompson, don't quote me on the name. She said, well, they are not released. They did not get acquitted. Now, people, I am no sorts of legal expert like the likes of the Champagne and them. But me just say, I thought when it says quash, it means that there is no sorts of conviction and a person is innocent until guilty. So therefore, it was said that they were supposed to get some sorts of retrial, rewind, and start again from scratch. However, it seems as if this judge's interpretation of what the Privy Council said is different from what the rest of us who are not really legal minds thought. So one point of contention or concern was the files that was burned up in some sorts of office that is shared by Isaac Buchanan. It is said that 2 files of some high-profile cases, 2 high-profile cases in there, Vybz Kartel included in that. However, like I said, people keep files on all sorts of digital source, so therefore I don't think that that is a problem. When it went to court, the interpretation of the judge, again, seems as if there is some sorts of conspiracy to make sure say Vybz Kartel stay in a prison, whether he deserves it or not. People, I am not here to try any sorts of case. That are not my sorts of job. Now we saw that Vybz Kartel came out and he made a post and pretty much the gist or a summary of what he is saying. We see why the Caribbean Court of Justice is no longer effective, because it seems as if they are collaborating with the system in Jamaica. The system in which he deems to be corrupt, which includes the popo, the investigator, the judge, all involved with the exception of his lawyer, the defense lawyers. Everybody is against him. So pretty much he is saying, don't wait until it reaches your doorstep as a poor person. Me being Vybz Kartel or him being Vybz Kartel can afford to get the best legal minds that money can buy, because that is the only hope of any sorts of poor person in Jamaica. So all who are real up and defend the DPP and the system, don't make this happen to you if you are broke like a joke, broke like Bassa Dog. So when it's post, Vybz Kartel is saying that if I did not have the money, the resources, the link, he would have been doomed. There would have been no sorts of second chances. He would have been condemned. So pretty much he must say at least the Privy Council gave him a second chance, a second lease on life. As to what the result of that is going to be, that is yet to be determined. So pretty much, don't wait until it reaches your doorstep, you being the average Jamaican poor person. We also saw that his co-defendant Sean Storm also made some sorts of posts and echoed the same sentiments. So these people are some slave. These people have some backward mentality. These people are cheering for a system that does not look out for poor people. Is it that he has the best interest of the whole of Jamaica, or are they talking for themselves, meaning Vybz Kartel and his co-accused, specifically Sean Storm? Is there some sorts of truth to it? Yes and nay. We also saw that the Minister of Constitutional Rights, Marlene Malaho Ford, came out and she made a post and she said that it is kind of toss-up. Some people say they want the final court to be the Caribbean Court of Justice, and some persons are saying that the Privy Council should remain as a final case or the final court of justice. People like me say, everybody have their rights and opinion. Some persons' opinion is based on their agenda, what is more beneficial for them, not what is beneficial for Jamaica. So I say this to say that, and this is in no sort of defense for anybody, just speaking truths and rights. When you look at what is going on, it seems as if there's special effort, manpower that goes into Vybz Kartel's case. Had this been one of the Issa or the Matalan, same circumstance, different light skin, the results would have been different based on technicalities, based on the protocols that were not followed, based on the rules and law of everything that went on in the court case. They would have walked scot-free. There would have been no sorts of retrial. There would have been no sorts of conviction. Same circumstance, that is what I am saying. Not to say that there was no sorts of murder committed. Not to say that Vybz Kartel or his co-accused did not have anything to do with it. Me just say, based on the technicalities that we see, a whole bunch of persons walking when they are guilty like sin. How is that so different? People, the Privy Council, which is the highest court in the land, quash the case for those circumstances. So therefore, I am not making up any sorts of ish. I am talking about stuff that happened that is factual and actual. However, we know that when it comes to the DPP, so I cannot read her mind frame, state of mind, and say that this is personal, a vendetta, or she's just doing her job as a professional DPP. Make sure that who she deems to be criminals, meaning Vybz Kartel and his co-accused, are kept off the road. One thing I know, when the system collaborates and go against you, whether justified or not, you are going to be doomed. You are going to end up SHITS Creek without any sorts of paddle. We are speaking about the judge. We are speaking about the DPP. We are speaking about the investigator. We are speaking about the Minister of Justice, the Minister of Security. We are speaking about the JCF. Everybody is involved in this, whether we want to believe it or not. And Vybz Kartel should not have placed himself in such a predicament. So therefore, him kind of caused it upon himself. So therefore, he has to work his way out. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.